So I suddenly look at the calendar and realise, oh my God, it's the middle of February. Now, for those who don't know, in the UK, the river season shuts for 3 months, middle of March. So the clock is ticking, but it's been flooded, you know, for most of December, early part of January. And I'm thinking, if I don't go now, I'm going to miss the best of the conditions. And all fishermen know, the best of the conditions is generally when the season's shut. That's the problem. So I'm going to give it a go, have a look. It's sort of not much more than a ditch. I'm going to call it a creek. I'm going to have a look down this creek and see what's about. I've got some maggots, and Grant gave me a few casters that somebody ordered and then didn't collect at his shop. So casters are really good in the winter, especially for chub. I'm going for anything, you know, perch, roach, dace, whatever. And I've got 1, 2, 3, about 4, maybe 5 spots maximum that I'll just have a drop in and see what I can do. It's a pleasant enough day, it's mild, and hopefully something might bite. I was talking to a guy just outside the tackle shop, and he was telling me, fishermen, that a few carp and even a few tench, wait for this tench, are being caught at the local pit where they go. He likes tench fishing, he said. Unfortunately, he said they put some carp in there as well, but he's after the tench. He said some have actually been coming out, which I find hopeful for the spring. You know, there could well be a bit of tench fishing about. Right, let's soldier on. As you can see, nice bit of countryside here. There was a big reservoir, well, not a big reservoir, actually I say it's a small reservoir. I used to fish up in the forest somewhere, up on the hills. I keep meaning to track it down. As a kid, it wasn't great fishing, but it was a very scenic little quiet spot up on a hill. I don't know if it's a day ticket or what it was, I can't remember. I'm talking 55 years ago maybe. But anyway, onwards and upwards. Let's take a look at the river, see what it looks like. See, here's a bit of ditch backed up. So the rivers are dropping, and I'm figuring little creeks like this, do they discharge in here? I don't know. See, there's a little backwater there, looks fishy. Yeah, I suppose I better throw a bit of bait in there. There's a bit down there, looks like a slope that maybe an otter goes in there, who knows. Let's try a few maggots in, look. That's what I've got. Maggots and casters. Oh, kingfisher just absolutely whizzed past then. Sometimes these little ditches and creeks, yeah, I can actually hold some halfway decent fish. And I'm not too bad for snags here by looking at it. Oh well, give it a go. Avon rod, £6 line, straight through, about size 16 hook, I think, to £3 hook link. And I'm not going to bother with polarising glasses, nothing to see really. Avon flot shot. Can't even speak properly, I'm so excited. A 3BB. Let's get it in the water. I figure a couple of maggots. I've heard quite a lot of bird life, and that's always hopeful. We'll try 2 maggots. Yeah, I could go through with a bunch, but first I always find it's best to sort of see what's in there. Let's get a bite first. Creek fishing, eh? What do you reckon the first fish is going to be? A perch, dace, mini chub, gudgeon? Goodness knows, it's a long time since I caught a gudgeon. Or nothing. Or tree, a branch, because under here something could have dropped down. There's the pickup in the current, like there, just taking the float downstream. If there are branches and stuff, I'm going to try in there. Nasty coloured, iron coloured ore coming out of there, so I don't really fancy that too much. I'd like to be in winter, have the bait. Oh, gotta watch that one. Tripping the bottom. But you know, underneath trees like this, it's always living dangerously. Stuff could have fallen in the water, and then I get snagged up with it. I don't see any point throwing any more bait in just yet until that float dips or dithers. I'll get back to you if I get a fish. Well, last time I fished here, this was always here. This big trees come over this way, and you could trot down there. Big tree's gone over there. I guess it's an ash dieback one's died there. Unfortunately, all the branches have gone right in where there used to be a good run down. Whether the fish have moved below there, I don't know. I've had a couple of drops in here. Nothing at all yet. Very sketchy casting area, because I think one of those branches comes way out, you know, under the water, so I've got to be careful. Just looking for one fish to start me off, hopefully. Well, I'm not going to hold a big inquest here. That's about as close as I dare get to that snaggy area. Now, is that a bite or is that a snag? Looks very snaggy. Main flow is obviously down the middle, but no bites at all. See, there is a hole at the back of that branch there, but I've got like 3 feet. I just don't fancy. I think I'm going to go a little bit shallower, and maybe just try down there. It all looks fishy. A lot of these places look very fishy, and some of them are, some of them aren't. You know, it's just finding a productive area. Oh, that looks. Oh, I thought so. Yeah, I'm going to lose this. Don't want to lose a float, but it's going to happen. Probably. Oh no, I got it all back. That is the risk. Yeah, got it all back. Must have been the shot that's caught. Which seems like this is unfishable. I might try just down there. When you do get a snag and you get it all back like I just did there, and nothing's broken, just make sure your hook's not bent open. And of course, with ash dieback, we're probably going to get more trees going in the rivers, I guess. You can look up where it's come up over here with the big floods we had earlier on. Yeah, I'm on the bottom, hopefully not snaggy. And no minnows yet, which just kind of surprises me. There's the snag. Okay, I'm going to come in a little bit closer. More towards the main flow here. No. It's still catching, still a lot shallower than I thought. Years ago, to be honest, a lot of these little creaky type rivers were pretty good for catching fish. Now it just seems to get tougher and tougher and tougher. And I've got 1, 2, 3 spots after this one to try, and after that I think I'm just going to go to a different river, maybe even try some pike fishing, purely because the rivers are dropping and the season's going to close. See, that's a sort of fishy run just where it is there now. But nobody at home, it appears. If I don't pick fish up by sort of tripping the bait along the bottom, then I'll shallow it up and let it go through faster without stopping it. And very often they'll grab it that way. It must shallow up a lot there, because I'm getting shallower and shallower and still tripping the bottom. Holding the float back hard. Nothing. It must be weed bed, streamer weed. I can see some of it under the water. Notice I'm getting closer and closer over that side. Where you think, oh my god, there could be a nice chub there. I might also just, for that very reason, go through with a big bunch of maggots. I'm sure they can see 2 just as well they can see 4 or 5. I've lost the float under the tree. There it comes. It's out. Nothing. I think it's time to move, guys. Let's move on and see if we can at least find a couple of holes somewhere and there might be a fish in it. It's not an unpleasant winter day's walk anyway. I've walked about a mile. 3 swims left, that's all I know. One here, been sort of drive through there, so I figure it's been chewed up. But it's worth a go, a very short run. I think I have caught 1 or 2 days here before, the minnows, but different time of year. So I'll give it a throw. It's not going to be very deep. I think you'll notice I put most of those maggots in my hat. God, sad. It's going to be tricky getting down here. Oh, nice. Very shallow and very muddy. Not a bad pace through there, I have to say.
Never seen anybody fishing here before?
Well, probably not, because I'm caught it in, that's why. I'm thinking the same thing.
Good luck then.
Yeah, I need it. Oh, what I've got a fish on. I've got a fish on. Nice dace. Was that a chub? Well, 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 guys. Yeah, the man on the bite said he's never seen anybody fishing here before. A chub. And he's feeding because he's got that down. But I have. I'm going to leave that one in the water. I've got here one of these. Oh, twist it around. I should have put it around in the first place. It's a belt that you can actually put all your bits and bobs in when you're travelling, like roving fishing like this. Just a little roving pack. I think it went in the wife's charity shop. What if he's fallen off? The answer to that is no. So get yourself with your kids one of these little disgorgers. You just slide it over the line like this, put it down on the hook, out it comes, away he goes, flying fish. Well, we got the skunk out the boat and I'm going to keep this behind my ear, hopefully not lose it, like that. Well, that was a mile walk, but it was worth it. Now I'm going to dig myself a little squishy patch there. Give them a handful of mags. I'm all keen, you can tell. Save the blank. Planes are annoying, sorry about the noise in the background. That's what it is. You wouldn't think that, would you? Just looking at these places. That's why I know there's only 4, 5, 6 swims maybe in what is quite a small area. I don't think you're probably going to get big fish here, but listen, I'm up for anything. It's about around about there somewhere. Just constantly changing depth to get the pace going through. You don't have to throw the maggots in every single run down. If you can get in the habit and you can afford the maggots, fine, that's okay. But you're initially going to do it the first half dozen runs through to establish if there's any fish in there. I want to go further over, but I don't want to go in the air and lose the float up in the tree there. Listen, a little tip, guys. Don't put your maggots down on a slope like this, because the maggots will all work up this way and eventually either tip the lot over or they'll wiggle out. You're going to lose them, so try and keep them down quite low. I speak from experience of losing many maggots. Oh, here we go, there's another fish. That looks like a... Oh, where did that tangle? Another Another chub up there. That looks like another chub. So, 2 fish. Hook straight out with that and then get him straight in the water. That was 3 maggots that time. Well, there's a hole here I'm looking at. Barely fishable. But it's just one here that's going to be my nemesis, do they call it? But he's looking pretty chubby, I have to say. Pace is right. I'm downstream, hopefully all the snags there. Oh, I dare say there's a share here of her branches under the water. I mean, the pace is about right. That's why I'm sort of stopping, just to have a look. Have a little run through. I think I could go a touch deeper. It's not catching the bottom. So I've thrown a load of maggots in there, so if I don't get anything here, I can work my way downstream. Maggots are going to be going that way, and if there's any fish down there, they might pick them off as well. I think I might try 3 maggots. I'm on barbless, so they tend to wriggle off anyway. I just popped the first one over the eye of the hook. Got 3 maggots there now. It's just a gentle little underhand flick there. Peel the line off by hand. You know, I put about 6 inches on that float, and that's deeper than it looks. So maybe nobody's at home. This is proper jungle fishing here. There's a bite. No, that could be the bottom. Years ago this would all be cleared, a lot of this would be cleared away, all this stuff, because what it does is snag up more rubbish. I thought that was a fish. Snag up more rubbish, that in turn creates more floods over the side, scours out here, it goes wider, shallower, and then the weeds come in, and the problem goes on and on and on. It needs maintaining everywhere does. Maintenance. Come on fish, let's have one. 2 miles is a long way to walk for 2 small chub. That didn't look like a bite, but you never can tell. Well, come to the last spot. I haven't lost any gear yet, but we're getting close. And it is what we call sort of silly Saturday when everybody comes out. The dogs jump in the river and lakes, it's just the way it is. I normally don't fish on Saturdays, especially on areas that Mr. Public's coming. But we're just going to have one last throw here. See if we can't get one more fish out of it. I've lost 1 hook so far. And normally there's a good chance of I've had a decent perch here, small chub, dace, minnows, usual sort of stuff. But what's at home today I don't know, because just on the other side, before we came over the bridge, a dog leapt in here, so that's probably messed it all up. One of those black Labradors. And I'm just hanging on the bottom. Football match going on over there. Oh, I'm on. What the hell? Good fish. Oh my goodness, I didn't even see the bite. I was just going to move it. That looked trouty to me. That looked like a big trout. What the hell is that? What the hell? Chub, decent chub. Oh, is that a swinger? No. No, don't do it, Graeme. Not the way the tough afternoon's been. Fingers crossed I can leave this net together. I did not even see the bite, people. He's hanging, absolutely just hanging there. He's not a monster, but trust me, I'll take him if he comes. Here we go. Trees everywhere. God, oh yes. That's made it worthwhile, the last swim. And here comes Joe Public. Hey, a nice chub. Just hooked in the tip there. That's nice, that's a nice fish. Little stream like this. Oh, let's get it back. That was on 3 maggots that time.
There you go. This way. Hey, what's it?
Better throw a few more mags in there, I think, people. That was a bonus. Kind of surprised having had a dace. Bailing the maggots in now. I'm not going to get much peace and quiet now to World and his wife out for their weekend walks. I can't believe I didn't even see that bite. I just literally moved the float and he was on. Incredibly lucky. I just want to get on the edge of that crease there. You know, the water's a different colour. It's got a sort of browny tinge to it, very, very slight. It's not flooded by any stretch of the imagination, but oh no, dogs jumping in, please. Okay, people, I'm on again. Quite a decent little fish, I don't know what it is, but chugging around there. Well, if it is with 4 maggots, and the National Premiership football team qualifiers have now moved, so I'm back to peace and quiet, luckily. Let's see what this fish is. Looks like another chub. And as they say on Wicked Tuna, we'll take those all day long. Yeah, that's a chub. Am I going to get my net out far enough? No. Got him. That looks almost a twin of the first. That's a nice little chub, I know, for stream this size, ideal. Be good on a match rod, but unfortunately the match rod will be too long for me. Even in this little pouch I can keep a hand wipe there. Well, not too shabby for a chub. I'm just amazed I haven't had a dace. Alright, I'm on again. Zooming around, I'm assuming it's a chub. Ooh. That was right by the tree root that time. I think he's a little tad bigger. Funny if I'm catching the same fish over and over. I'm going to try and bring my rod top up in this gap here. Up there, here we go. Come on. Just about to pack up. But you can see that's a nice one. They're all pretty good fish. Let's get him back. Well, I'm late anyway, but I might as well stay now. You can see up there it's really whistling down. So from over there on that bend, it's a huge drop and it just rips down here. You can see the pace of it. The last swim came good. So that's 4 maggots there, and that's what I said. If you remember early on, we started at a bigger bunch of maggots. Might not get me the dace, but it, you know, it's more attractive to the chub. So I'm going to let that circle around there and see if anything comes in near that tree root. Well, it appears to be game over, people. Up the tree, as you can see. Had to come sooner or later, but I got my float back. So guys, I haven't even touched the casters. Had those 5 chub on maggots, that's fine. It's on the way home back to the office, see what else I can find for you guys. At least I caught a few fish. I only wanted to come out for 2 or 3 hours, even though it's taken me 2 miles of walking. Whew. Well, listen, that wasn't great fishing, was it? Not every day is a catching fish day. I'll settle for those 5 little chub. It's better than nothing. Anyway, back to work. Here's something I had to do for the daughter. Well, fishing's got to go on the back burner a little bit. What happened is my daughter's got another place. It's a 2-bedder and got the keys yesterday, so within hours I'm in there. I can't help it because the fishing might come good. So I've given myself about a week of solid work. I've got films backed up for you guys, no problem at all. So what I started was, she doesn't want this radiator cover, which were all the fashion years ago. Obviously the previous owners had that. But where it looks nice as a shelf, it sort of defeats the object of letting heat out. And we all know about energy costs. She had French doors, really nice ones. But the painting looked like it was done, I can't tell you, with a toothbrush. Not exactly cut in, was it? Nice doors, nice hinges. Always tell good glass because it's bevel. Can you see that bevel on the glass? Because I used to sell furniture. This bevel glass is good. Nice doors. She doesn't want them. I've taken those off. I had to rip all the carpets up because the people had cats. So the carpets have got to go. My daughter says, no, I want new carpets. And that means, yes, all work for me. Just to give you an idea of the amount I worked last night till quite late. A massive heap. A giant heap that's got to go to the great skip in the sky. I've already booked one session at the local recycling centre. It's got to go, and of course I've got to put new down. As luck would have it, the man who doesn't throw anything away in his shed has got from son Michael, obviously a lot of pallet wood that I've collected, some really good underlay here, over there. So this came out of Mike's place literally last year. I've kept it all dry, rolled it up, nice thick underlay. Look, do you people realise where this was invented? Yes, it was invented in Mexico. Absolutely, that's what they say. Underlay, underlay. So I've got underlay, underlay, plenty of it. Good job I saved it. That's money saved, money earned. We found a carpet, people. Oh yeah, price. £90 plus VAT to uplift. Oh, that's a nice polite word, uplift. That's £105 or something. You must be having a giraffe. There's the uplift done by Mr. Pullen, and it's saved my daughter over £100. If I can do it myself, I will do. So we got paints, sandwiches, everything in there. So a ton of work to do, guys. Bear with me, and I'll get all this stuff around there. So here's the sort of first problem you come up against. Is obviously I've ripped all that out, but down here they had those square tiles. This is all ridged, and this was carpeted. That is a living nightmare to get up. So I've got the carpet man coming this afternoon. She wants wood through here, but there's no way wood click floor is going over that. So I've got to try, and I guess it's going to be me, try and chip that up, which is a nightmare. All carpet and floor people will tell you that. This sort of hustles a bit, it's got to be washed out. I've got to get all the staples up here where the underlay, the Mexican underlay has been stapled. Out here in the conservatory where they had the pussycats is major disinfectant. So I'm going to do all that first. This was carpeted, you can see it's got down there the carpet edging, tacking stuff. That's been glued down. And then paint this one out. Wow, I think I can do a better job around the edges than that. So what I'm going to do is disinfect this, leave the windows open there, and that will air dry, and hopefully it'll be a pine smell rather than a different smell. I stripped the carpet out and I've hoovered all this and left the underlay, I've left that up there and upstairs as well. So quite a lot of painting to do, guys. I'll get back to you after I had a go at the Mrs. Mop treatment. Good job I had no trouble doing cleaning jobs with the other properties. So what's quite annoying, daughter wants it all white. It's, the colour underneath is a weird sort of lilac-y, and this guy used to do my name boards on my properties. Always said the worst colour to cover, Graeme, is yellow. So this one, as you can see, is almost dried back, but it's going to want a second coat. Up the top there, it's not going to, in the coving, it's going to want a second coat, and then we'll start on the doors. But I think we're going to have to sugar soap these down. Does anybody else use sugar soap, or is it old fashioned? I rarely use it, but it's just got that sort of tacky feel to it, you know. We must have painted hundreds of flats, but normally just whack it straight over the top. But I think me and the daughters would have to do it a bit different. So I'm going to soldier away on here for a while. Up and down the whole pump. That's one thing I don't like. This is going to have 2 coats as well. Skim coat and a finishing coat. So it can take twice as long to do this as I thought. It's just a weird sort of lilac. You probably won't see it in the camera. It's up there in the coving. I've got a feeling it might be silk. The people haven't painted the ceiling white. We've done the ceiling white, or I have. They painted the whole house in that colour, the entire house. So we finished all the white in here, you can see, cupboard wise, and Stephen the carpet man's going to get that done. Put some architrave around there. I don't know quite why the other people didn't put the architrave around there. Mighty as good as it's going to get with me. So it's looking a bit better. This we're going to have vinyl as well. Pick the vinyl. We've ripped all the flooring up here. It had the old square on it, and Stephen's here doing that now. So the white, as you can see, listen guys, white, I've done a lot of painting of a lot of properties, and possibly the hardest one I've been doing is white. Now my sign writer who does my signs said yellow is the worst colour to go over the top of, apparently. So anybody with yellow, you might have to give it a base coat of primer and that sort of thing to go over it. So white on white was basically we've painted at least twice, sometimes 3 times. So it's coming along, makes it a lot brighter as well. And we're getting Stephen the carpet man. He's working his way up the stairs. He's on the stairway to heaven. He's going to Led Zeppelin. And then out here is being done as well. So we bring you up to speed when we get a bit more. And Davey's coming, the carpenter. We got all the floorboards there, and he's coming in Thursday. He's going to make a start on this, and fingers crossed we can move up the road, get the job done. We're moving on to another one, the wife and I, tomorrow, and then after that hopefully I can get you guys fishing again. So Stephen's all cleared out. The carpeting is done outside. Lovely. I have done a few stairs, but there's no way I can do them as good as that. So he's done a good job here, nice and neat. So basically we got the upstairs done now. So white, oh my god, 2 or 3 coats. That's what the daughter wants, that's what she's got. So I've got to do bathroom ceiling in there. Other than that, that's all done. Tomorrow, although I've done the clip floor, I'm getting David Carpenter to come. He's got all the floor in here, and he'll crack on here hopefully, and we'll get that done. Meanwhile, I've got to get off to another property and start work on that. I've done my neck. Had a terrible night last night. The neck's gone, the knee's gone, the hand's gone. It's just 71. I'm getting a little bit long in the tooth for all this physical stuff. Oh, we had all new vinyl put down there as well. I've got to lumber the fridge in there. Oh, lovely with the bad hand. Washing machine, lovely. And here, dishwasher, lovely. It's the way it is. It's non-stop, so there is no fishing. We'll get back to you and see how Davey gets on with the boarding. So finally we got daughter into house. Yes, the fridge got lumbered in there. Look at this. Just. I'd take the skirting board off and then refit it. Dishwasher, washing machine. Davey's done all the floor, as you can see. Done a good job of that. The old clip flooring with a scotia around it. All nice and tidy here. Outside, that's all done. Curtains are all up. Nice and tidy up here. So bedroom's all done. I don't know what room you call this. It looks like a makeup room for girls. All done. Bathroom's done. And listen, outside, something more going on. So, quite a lot of work to go on here. There was a big, huge, monstrous tub wasn't a tub, it was like a big wooden trough, way high. So I've smashed it all up, got rid of all that, but you can see it's rotted out all this decking here. So I've broken up the slabs there, just supported it mildly for the moment with the leftover slabs. They're going to cut it back here, put some other timbers under there, move this up. There was a garden shed here, ripped the whole shed down. That's all gone to the skip in the sky, and the rest you can see is basically an ongoing project. Kept a lot of the timbers back, so I'm going to be using those. So there you have it. I can hopefully do this over a period of a long weekend. So pretty well all done here. Please just come up nice, keeps the daughter happy, which in turn keeps the wife happy, which in turn allows moi to go fishing. Well, till the next job. We've got another one next week. Well, that's another job crossed off the job list. Tick, done. Anyway, I had a gentleman contact me from Suffolk. He wanted to go shark fishing, set himself up, have a go for shark fishing, because I'm not probably going to do it much more now, if at all. Done all the shark fishing I need, really. Might get the odd trip out there, that'd be a bit of fun, wouldn't it? But he wanted some shark gear, so I've got a couple of my shark rods that, you know, I'm just going to give him, and hopefully that gets him set up. But I didn't have any reels. I thought, I wonder, because he was talking about buying new reels, looking on eBay and that. So, oh, hang on a minute, let me check up with my local tackle shop, because sometimes some, tackle shops do have a little section or an area, or get asked to sell second-hand gear for other people. And you know me and second-hand tackle. Yes, I'm very happy using it. I've got loads of stuff I use as second-hand. I have no problem, as long as it's functioning. And of course, going to the tackle shop, I knew a piece of good gear over there. This is what we found. Oh, it's a big shop upstairs, isn't it? Look. Plenty of gear. Got all the seats. I haven't quite got one like mine, but obviously a lot more comfortable. All the gear, all the gear. Right, now I've got to track down this box of goodies. Nice bait and more bait. I used to come in this shop 40, 50, 40, I don't want to say how many years ago, half a century ago. And the stuff that is in there, all I recognise is that sort of stuff. Regular ground baits. I used to have one over here before. I used to have sacks of it. And I used to buy a whole sack for going barbel fishing. Used to use stuff, golden breadcrumbs, as a binding agent, just over white coarse crumb, and get through a lot of it. And the same for the bream as well. So it's just a bonus, if you can get a volume, you can use that different type of bait, and you can put these in as well if you wanted, I guess. Got all the carp stuff there, all the boilies. And what I've got to call gadget and gizmo land. Look at all these different things you can get. Big array, big shop, lot of stuff, lot of stock. Actually, it's the worst of tackle shop. If you come in, you think, oh, that's what I needed, and that's what I got to get. Some of these latex bands for banding the pellet when I go barbel fishing up on the Y. I'm running out of these. Pole floats and stuff I don't really use. These will get through like you wouldn't believe. Right, see if we can track down Grant, and he can show me where this box of goodies is. Oh, Grant, do you think this will do this guy, this bit of tackle, if he wants to try sharking?
Definitely, without a doubt. This is the ultimate of old school tackle.
And I'm going to call it the bargain basement.
The bargain basement, yeah, Bolby. So that is a Penn Senator 60114 high speed.
Well, it's easy to do a bit of sharking, yeah.
Yeah, oh yeah, definitely. Nice and strong. Another Penn Senator 40.
Yeah. And that's got those clamps on the back to go around the back of the rod, and as well these bits, yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, it looks like the guy. Oh no, they're not the clamps. That's a swivel, isn't it?
That's a swivel. Sorry, the locks. Yeah, that's the locks for putting your harness on.
Yeah, that's it.
So you can go skiing.
Yeah. What I do, I'm going to give the guy a couple of rods. I've got a couple of spare shark rods, so I'll give him those as well.
An old shark traces in there.
So just help me, you do occasionally get second-hand stuff come in, and
We do, yes, yeah.
I saw some.
Soon there'll be a big opportunity to buy lots of second-hand big game tackle from here as well.
Yes, yeah.
So, 'cause we are
You're packing up,
organising
are you?
with a friend. Yes, yeah, I'm packing up. Can't go anymore. So,
Yeah, oh, good
some
traces,
swivels
yeah.
on there.
These-
Bit older, but they're getting
Yeah, but
covered.
you buy some of these new, some are like 20, 30 pounds made up. Are they traces,
They
shark
are
traces? So
traces, yeah.
that'll do him.
Yeah.
Are you going to do, just so people know, you going to do beach rigs or anything like that?
Yeah, so
You know
there'll
those
be
ready type beach
there'll
rigs,
be
they're dead handy.
So we
those.
do a few, but at the moment I'm just starting to get restocked.
Yes.
And we're going to have the whole upstairs. This back half is going to be all sea fishing, big game tackle.
Oh,
A
really?
bit of everything. Yeah, so it's all organised. It'll be coming in about 3 weeks' time.
Oh, good. Well,
We're ready to go for April, really. That's what we're aiming for.
we'll come back. I'll come and square up with you for this gentleman's box.
Yeah.
And I'll come back and maybe we'll have a go through your bait room and you can talk to people about, you know, how you keep the bait, how you prepare it, how long it lasts, best way to look after it for the
Got
anglers,
maggots. Yeah, definitely.
casters and stuff like that. We'll do that.
Yeah, no, we could teach you on casters. So that's a little
Yeah.
art in itself.
Well,
so.
let's get down to the place which I hate, the till.
The till. Let's go and have a look at the till.
So finally, check out Grant and tackle up here and see what there might be deals on new stuff. I don't know. Things change all the time, don't they? If you're going to shop around for a deal, you might as well get something off. I always think money saved is money earned, and that tackle, that second-hand box, trust me, is money earned. Not for me, but for the guy who's going to get set up for sharking. So nice couple of reels, and I think there's a shark trace or two in there for this gentleman. So let's have a look at it. So there's the reel, full of line, and look, you can tell the line is still very, very shiny. So it's barely been used, because normally if it's dragged across the rod rings, not so much with roller rings, but with standard rings, rod rings, that will go a sort of smoky colour where the friction wears it off. So that is good. This one, that's all filled up. That's good. There's a load of hooks here, different size hooks. I don't know whether they're stainless ones or not, but they're a strange sort of. So look at that one there. It's like an Aberdeen, but it's very, very strong, quite a strong wire, and very shiny. There's some crimson stuff in there. Here you go. Look, there's sharp traces. So this will get this guy started off. I'm going to give him some of this stuff and just recommend he might want to change it. This feels like, I haven't got my readers on, I think it's plastic coated. I don't like plastic coated wire, because if you get a sharp or a taupe, they strip the wire, the plastic off the wire right down between their teeth, and it balls up here and it gives them a pinch point to actually pull against. So I'm not a lover of this nylon covered wire. That one's probably nylon covered. This stuff's proper stainless cabled. That's much better. Giant swivels. So there's a couple of sharp traces. There's some taupe traces there, I guess, or you could use those for blues, I suppose. And then over here we've got the box. There's an old pen box. There's even the instruction manual, catalogue 36B. I remember a lot of these reels. Look, used to use these for, they says trolling, but we used to use them for wire line fishing before they invented braid, as it were. Off the Isle of Wight for the big cod, we used to have wire line. I've still got some. Got all the fittings in there. Quite sure that'd be any good for sharp, probably not. Oh my God, oh no. Oh, I'm going to hang on to those. Sorry for the guy who's getting the box of goodies, but I've got to use those Tinkerbells. And do you know why? Because there's a river near me, and it says no buzzers allowed. You can't use buzzers. If you're seen with one walking along the bank, you will be shot. So I thought, there, I could put one of those on as well as a night light, and that way, if I did nod off at night, I could use those. So I'm going to try these for river fishing, and they just clip on like that. I assume you could still buy these. These look really old, probably 40 years old. I think my grand's budgie used to have one of those as well. So there you go, people. There's a nice lot of stuff there, and a couple of rods as well. So there you go. A good bit of gear there, second hand. You've got rods, shark traces, line, reels. There's only one thing to do, and that's add sharks. And you definitely want one of these for one of those. See See you in the next film. Hit that subscribe button, TA Fishing, TA Outdoors. Hopefully, I catch a bigger fish for you next time. See you again. Hang on a minute. Oh. Oh yeah. I like these. I've got it popular on the beachfront walking along with these. Hello, lovey. Have you had any bites?